Alrighty, welcome back, boys and girls. It's your main math man, Mr. Shen, coming to you live from Mayfield. In this video, I want to recap that exit ticket number 3. And the way it works, again, I give you either the graph, the equation, the function table, or the ordered pairs, and you have to give me the other 3s. So again, for this one, I give you the graph, and so right away you can kind of identify what kind of slope we have. So we know we have a negative slope because our graph is going down as we go to the right. So that means as our x values increase, our y values decrease. But anytime I work with this, I want to make sure I can highlight that y-axis because right away, boom, I know I have an ordered pair where the graph of our line hits the y-axis. And so we always look to see, okay, use that highlight and we see, boom, right there is where we have our y-intercept. So we're going to say our y-intercept, which is b, is going to be positive 1. So already we have half of this equation done. So now for slope, we're looking for some ordered pairs. So we're looking for that change in y and that change in x. But I want to be able to see, okay, from each of these points, I should be able to find a point where our graph goes directly into the corner. And so if you notice, it is a little bit tough to see, but you want to make sure it's going directly into that corner. That way we know it is a whole number or an integer. So that way we can be able to plot them. So if I see, all right, if I say, all right, I think that point right there at negative 3, 3 is an ordered pair that would work out. So that means this, if I was to say, all right, what would be my change in y? Well, my change in y from this first shiny head to the second shiny head, I'd be going down 2, so I'd be minus 2. And then for my change in x, I would have to go over right 3, so it'd be plus 3. Using that same idea, I should be able to do that same step to get to my next point. So let's try it. I should be able to go now from this point and say I go down, let's try that again. A straight line is difficult to draw. Down 2, so I go minus 2. And then I go to the right 3. 1, 2, 3. Because I go to another point, meaning where our line is directly in a corner of that grid, we know that we are in the right place. I can repeat these steps to make our staircase like we usually do, but I want to say very simply now that we can say, hey, that's definitely our pattern, that is definitely our slope. So we say our change in y is going to be negative 2, and our change in x is positive 3. So that gives us our slope, which is m. So again, you use now this slope-intercept form equation. So we have the equation y equals mx plus b. Instead of b, we're going to have plus 1. Instead of m, we're going to have negative 2 over 3. So again, this equation was super simple to build. Just make sure that you can justify your answer using correct reasoning. So now let's see if this is our equation. I can say that our rule is going to be like this. We're going to say our rule is going to be negative 2/3 times whatever our x value is plus 1. And so again, I can say, let's see if I can bring up that Desmos calculator, maybe type that in. That way I have that set up, so that way I can include any x values that I want or that I usually have. So we said, all right, anytime I have that, so let's see, let's go back one, there we go. So I can use that for each of those steps, and I can say, all right, well, what was that first order pair? Well, let's see, what was this first x value I had here? Well, I'd have to go out, so it'd be negative 3. So according to this graph, if this equation is correct, I should be able to plug in negative 3, and I should get positive 3 as my y value. So let's plug it in. Let's say if x equals negative 3, my y value, yes, is indeed positive 3. And that makes sense because it forms that ordered pair that falls on that line of our function. So again, I say, all right, if x equals negative 3, you plug it in, and your output is positive 3. So again, that's just kind of proving our reasoning. So now let's see if we plug in 0. Again, this is our y-intercept. So we should get a positive 1, which is what we end up with. So now, once you have 2 points on the graph, be able to see the change that you're doing. So from our first x value to our second x value, it was plus 3. So I should be able to do that again. I should be able to do that same step. So 0 plus 3 is 3. So that's what I'm going to plug in. And now let's see, what is our pattern for the y value? Well, we said it is minus 2. So it should be the same for the second one. So positive 1 minus 2 is going to be negative 1. So let's check it out. We plug in 3. Our result, or our output, is negative 1. So again, this pattern will work. You can do infinitely many points. I like to do at least 3 or 4. That way I know for sure I have a pattern. So again, you can increase it by 3, plug it in. Let's check it. So again, a negative 1 minus 2 is negative 3. So again, you should be able to build that staircase, build that ladder to help you climb to the top of success. So now let's see, what would these ordered pairs be? So our ordered pairs for that, again, are going to be this. It's going to have negative 3, 3, 0, 1, 3, negative 1, and 6, negative 3. Again, make sure you can say our domain is going to be our x values. So I highlight my x values in blue. So it's going to be negative 3, 0, 3, and 6 for my domain. And then for the range, again, it's the y values that we have. So it's going to be 3, 1, negative 3, negative 1 and negative 3. I usually write those from least to greatest, and so I have my range like that. And then on the back is the last thing, just as some reminder vocab. Let me hide this for ourselves. So it has this. Again, using the given word bank, fill in the table below with the appropriate labels under the x value column and the y value column. So again, it's always, for x values, it's always the ones that go into the function. And so our x values are the input, it is the independent variable, it is the domain, and if you think of which axis it is going to be the horizontal axis. And so now I do that x values column first because our being able to pair it with another word is easier, meaning this. I know that input is the opposite of output. I know that independent is the opposite of dependent. I have domain and range, and I have horizontal and vertical. So make sure you are seeing those labels that go along with those x and y values.